Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. We're sitting on the banks of the Yongjiang River once again today. Beautiful day. I think it's the 22nd of November, 28 degrees outside. It's frickin' beautiful. I got my white t-shirt back on again. Cool, eh? Oh, gotta say a thank you to everybody out there that's been donating to the Helping Hands Children project. We're about $400 now. We're about 20% to our goal. Come on, we gotta hit the $2,000 mark on this, guys. So when you see "Make Me Proud" sticker up on the top of the card, or down in the description, you'll get a link to the Patreon account, or top right corner of the channel. Help the kids out. Give a couple of bucks. So anyway, this video is about these Hong Kongers. Yes. When did they figure that they were better, superior to mainland Chinese? Yeah. See, the older guys, the ones that come from mainland China, they know better. A lot of them have moved into Hong Kong, bought places, and you know, they've been there for a while. It's these young, entitled children, the turds, yes, the turds, that think that they're better than the mainlanders. And where did this all come from? And how did it actually turn that way? You see, you little turds, you're an occupied area of China, occupied by the British. You're Chinese, just like any other mainlander. You know, you think that mainlanders are dirty, uneducated, locusts? Come on. They after the SARS epidemic and after the collapse of the economy back in 2008, the tourists from mainland China that came into Hong Kong helped revive your economy, and you thank them by turning around and calling them locusts. The anti-mainland rhetoric is going to come back and bite you in the ass. You see, there's things like the Mandarin language, for one. Okay, Mandarin spoken in well, pretty well everywhere in China, because there's so many different dialects. You know, somebody from Bobai can't talk to somebody from Yulin, so the Chinese government said, "Oh, we need one dialect that everybody knows." So they started teaching Mandarin in schools, so everybody in the country knows Mandarin. Well, in Hong Kong, they speak Cantonese. They tried to implement in grade school and middle school, they tried to implement Mandarin classes, but there was a blowback from that, because, oh, that's like kowtowing to mainland China. So, and after the 1997 takeover from China of Hong Kong from Britain, English has gone way downhill in Hong Kong. I've been to Hong Kong a number of times, and a lot of these people, they just do not speak English. So no English, no Mandarin, only Cantonese. How far is that going to get you when Hong Kong actually becomes back into the fold of China after the 50-year thing? Yeah, you're going to be in trouble, guys. So you better start learning some type of language other than Cantonese. Because I know, I'm in Guangxi province, everybody speaks Cantonese here, but you know what, they speak Mandarin too. And without Mandarin, without English, the powerhouse, economic powerhouse of Hong Kong is going to go down the toilet. You got to understand, guys, Hong Kong, even Taiwan speaks Mandarin. They know better. It's the main language of Taiwan. It's the main language of China. And Hong Kong, Cantonese, come on. You can't be that stupid. Oh, and you can't forget the totalitarian communist regime that brainwashes all of the Chinese people. And you think anybody believes that except for the kids in Hong Kong? Oh, Western media. See, that's one of the problems, that the media, that the younger Hong Kongese, Chinese, Hong Kongese, whatever, they're battered with anti-Chinese media constantly. They never say anything good about China, so all these young people know is all of the bad things that the media and Western media and Hong Kong media, for sure, says bad about China. So like, they've got nothing else to base their decisions, their understanding about mainland China. Back in the day when Hong Kong was an economic powerhouse, oh yes, highly educated, everybody was doing good. Properties weren't super expensive, but everybody was making lots of money. Hong Kongers got this attitude where they were better than mainland China because mainland China basically shut itself behind a wall for so many years, up till 1978. And you know, it was a poor country. It was a country of villages, is what it was, and that's why the Hong Kongers call mainlanders villagers, eh? And to this day, they still do that. But, and this is a big but, guys. Now that China has developed its economy, now that China is building and getting bigger and better, and the economy is number 2 in the world, soon to be number 1. And Hong Kong is sort of going down the tubes. Their economy is getting worse. Housing is so expensive. Why? Well, Hong Kongers blame it on the mainland Chinese moving in there. Maybe it's because there's just too many people in Hong Kong and there's no land. Okay? You can only build so high in so many places. So, but you see, Hong Kong is on its way down, and China is still on its way up. It's only about halfway as big as it's going to get. So Hong Kong sort of hit a brick wall, and they're going to be the poor ones in the future, and China's going to be the rich ones. Is China going to treat the Hong Kongers the same way as the Hong Kongers treated China? No, I don't think so, because you see, the Chinese aren't like that. The Chinese will look at it and say, well, you know, they were misinformed. They just need to learn better, I guess. They need to understand China more. The understanding of China has been really, really bad. Most Hong Kongers don't know every province in China. Most Hong Kongers don't know that there's, you know, 56 different ethnic groups in China. Most Hong Kongers don't know a lot about mainland China. It's just that place north of us that, you know, that's China. They know it's China. But, you know, they don't know a lot about it because they haven't been taught a lot about China. Many Hong Kongers despise mainland China. They're afraid of something that they don't know anything about, and that's normal. Being scared, being defensive about a country that or something that you just don't know about, and being taken back into China's fold is scary for them, because, you know, maybe not the older guys, because they know China, they know that it's basically the same here as it is in Hong Kong. You may say, oh, but Hong Kong's a democracy. Well, I don't know. I've been in China for going on 17 years, and this place is like a democracy too. Your day-to-day life is no different here than it is in Hong Kong. It's not as crowded as Hong Kong because there's more people per square inch there than there is in China. Most places in China. Some places are, oh yeah, there's lots of people. But you see, they're afraid of change, and everybody's afraid of change, especially the young people, because they don't know any better. They don't know any different than what they've seen in their, you know, 18 to 25 years in this world. But you get the older guys that are 50, 60 years old that have made many trips into China, and so a lot of them have come from mainland China and relocated into Hong Kong, bought places and started businesses and whatever. These are the guys that really know the difference between China and Hong Kong, and you know, there's not a lot of difference. It's basically the same country, the same understanding, the same way of living, and I think it's up to the local government to get these kids to understand that it is no different. Maybe school trips into mainland China might be an idea. Most of the younger people in Hong Kong were born when Hong Kong was economically superior to mainland China. I get it. So they're sort of stuck in the past in understanding that China's moved a long way since they were born. China's changed into an economic power, and Hong Kong hasn't, it's like the West, stuck in the 70s. Well, Hong Kong is stuck in the year 2000 and hasn't moved. Well, China's not stuck anywhere. It's 2019 now, and it's growing. Like, look behind me. My God, it's like, it's growing. And this is not a big area of Nanning City. And this is a Tier 2 city, just barely a Tier 2 city, just moved from Tier 3 city. So if you can understand that, and the size and the population, and they have more STEM students graduating in China than any other country. The idea that they're growing, the engineering, the building, just the inroads around the world with the Belt and Road Initiative. It's pretty hard for a little place like Hong Kong to compete with mainland China. And I think they got their nose out of joint because they used to be the rich kids on the block. Now they're not the rich kids on the block anymore, and they're pissed off. So now that Hong Kongers are no longer superior in their minds only to mainlanders, they don't have the economic power that they used to have. And they know it, you see, and that's what pisses them off to the extreme, that they know that they're not superior to mainlanders anymore. They know that they're not as rich as the mainlanders anymore. Except for the young ones, where they think that they're still superior in some intellectual way. I don't get it, but the older boys know. So where do we go from here? Man, I don't know, and I don't understand where the superiority started from to begin with. In Canada, if my buddy's got no money and I've got lots of cash, it doesn't make me look at that person any differently. It's just one's luckier than the other. One had a better education. One was brought up with richer parents or more influence or whatever. Got to go to university instead of not. That doesn't make you superior, that just makes you lucky. So maybe the Hong Kongers should understand that for a while there, they were just lucky. They had an economic power, they had education, they had a helping hand. Don't forget the Helping Hands Children Foundation that we're dealing with here. Put a couple bucks in the Patreon account. Anyway, so now that they've got their nose out of joint, now that they understand that they're not all that and more, man, how are they going to deal with this? It's a tough one for them, but the way that they're dealing with it now with the riots and all of this other shit that's going on, that's not the proper way to deal with it. Maybe you should be hedging your bet with mainland China rather than trying to shit on it. Well, the older Chinese are emotionally attached to China. The younger generation is seemingly detached from any understanding of China at all. Thanks to mainstream media, Hong Kongers are blind to any of the good things about China. They only get bombarded with the bad things about China: the pollution, communist government. I don't know. People spitting and shitting on the thing. It's less now, but the manners, all of the bad things about China, but they're never told about the good things about China. So the hate perpetuates itself. The hate grows and grows between the Hong Kong community and the Chinese community. Well, it's only one way, because the Chinese community like the Hong Kong community. So after it's all said and done, I think more understanding by the Hong Kong people about their mainland China, about their motherland, might be in order. So that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to hit the bell. Oh, and yes, more people are being deleted as subscribers, so check your subscribe button, make sure you're not being deleted, and as always, put a couple bucks on the Patreon account. It's for the kids, guys. You can afford a couple bucks a month. Thanks for watching. Bye now.